Hey everybody, so we're doing a live stream with Financial Journey, but he's late. So I'm gonna just kill time and we could talk about anything until he arrives. Ironically, 2 weeks ago, I don't know if you remember, I tried to do a live stream with somebody and they never showed up. So this is the guy. But in all fairness to him, there was a little miscommunication with the when I sent him the invitation, because I sent it to him a while ago before that meeting, so I should have did a follow up. But he did email me like half hour ago. He's at a soccer game, so he's running a little late. I just released this video today on PayPal. It got a lot of views. Feel free to throw out questions because I'm not the best at just talking about things. So it's good to have some feedback. But yeah, the PayPal, I like PayPal. You know, I use it all the time. Like I mentioned in the video, like every day I use PayPal because I use eBay all the time for my business. So I'm always buying things. And I've never gotten to, well, I've used Amazon. I do have Amazon Prime actually, but I use eBay a lot more than Amazon. Gamer, what's up? Thanks for coming. So I'm so used to eBay, so I use PayPal through that all the time. And Venmo, anytime I need to send people money or when I request money from people, I use Venmo. So, and PayPal owns Venmo. So anytime I need to transact money, I'm pretty much using one of PayPal's services. The stock was $300 a share just a few months ago, and it came down to 200. My model, it's usually not this close, but it's like my calculation was $200 and it's trading at 205, so it's really close to where it's trading at. You know, of course, my model is meaningless. The market dictates all. So, I don't know. I mean, I do like PayPal a lot. I don't know if I'd buy it. I don't know. I think it's priced right. I don't think it's undervalued now. Although I wouldn't be shocked if it went back up to $300 next year. But I think it's valued. I think it's at about the right price. 175 to 2.25, I think is the right range. But you know, they're still growing. Every year they grow. So there's something to say about that. M. Taylor, what's up? I wonder when this guy's gonna come. That's the one thing. When people ask me, describe your perfect employee, what characteristics do you want your ideal employee to have? And by far, if they can just show up on time and focus while they're working, not like goof around or play on a phone, that's it. That's all I ask. Those two things. They don't have to be that smart, intelligent. They don't have to be the most outgoing. All they have to do is those two things. And I guarantee I would like them as employee. Just show up on time. So, but it's fine. I mean, he was at a soccer game, so I'm sure he'll be here. Hey Ben, what's up? Hosas, am I saying that right? Hosas, what's up? Yeah, this guy has a pretty good channel. He has 11,000 subs. It's called Financial Journey. MLPS. I can't. What is MLPS? I think of MPLX, but What's the name of the company? Hey, Jewel, what's up? Good to see you. Acetino Artists. I've known them for a while. They've been helping me grow my channel. That's their business. Yeah, so Calum, he has some similarities as me. Let me email him just to make sure he has. I bet he's going to email me and say, send me the link. MLP, Master Limited Partnership. What can you cover? Okay. I know what MLPs are, Master Limited Partnerships. I thought the ticker MLPS. I thought that's what you meant. Yeah, I'm working on Energy Transfer. That's an MLP. I have a few as well, but a Boxlight. Yeah, Boxlight has been kind of moving a lot this week. So if anybody doesn't know, MLPs, Master Limited Partnerships, it's a type of corporate structure where the company pays a lot less in taxes, like a REIT. They have to pass at least 90% of their taxable income onto the investors as dividends. You have to be in the real estate or natural resources industry. So if you're an oil, like Energy Transfer, they're a midstream oil company. So if you do oil or some type of commodity, or you're in real estate, you can apply to become an MLP, a Master Limited Partnership. So you pretty much don't pay much in taxes, but you have to give at least 90% of your income to investors in the form of dividends. So there's not much money left over to grow the business. OHI, I did OHI recently. Omega Healthcare. Boxlight, I've been watching for a few months. If you're new to stocks, I would say don't buy anything under 100 billion market cap. They're pretty risky. Definitely not under 10 billion. Omega Healthcare. Yeah, I did it maybe like 6 weeks ago, or maybe a month ago. Yeah, I know. Maybe when's this guy gonna come? He really ruined everything, this guy, Caleb. Well, he's like me. He does like a video every day. He does about, it looks like 30 to 40 videos a month. And he has a similar amount. He has 800,000 views, 11,000 subs. He doesn't get as deep into the financials. He's, I guess, kind of a technical analysis. He could probably explain it better. I watched some of his videos. He does a lot on Lucid. Lucid, I don't think Lucid has any sales yet, right? Does anybody follow Lucid, the EV company? I know they're building out their factories. They're in California. But it's like these EV companies are a dime a dozen, right? There's so many. which EV company. Everybody wants to invest in EV because they want to be rich, like they want the next Tesla. But I don't think that there's going to be a next Tesla, because it's really Elon made Tesla. If it wasn't for Elon, not many people like him. He's really good at social media, at marketing, at brand awareness. Yeah, the video I did today, the PayPal video, Elon was CEO of PayPal. Well, the predecessor company of PayPal. So before PayPal, it was called Confinity, and Peter Thiel, who is a pretty popular investor. I don't know if you saw that movie, the Facebook movie. Justin Timberlake was in it, and Peter Thiel, well, the actor that played Peter Thiel, he's like, take out the word "the" instead of "the Facebook," change it to Facebook. He's that guy. So he was one of the original founders of Confinity, and Confinity, did it acquire? Okay, yeah, it merged with X.com, and X.com was founded by Elon Musk. And then Elon was ousted, and Peter Thiel took over as a CEO of X.com. And then they changed the name to PayPal, and then they went public. And then eBay bought them, and eBay spun them off. So, but Peter Thiel is a pretty successful investor. He's it's not like this nobody took over and didn't do anything with the company. They made a pretty successful company. Elon might have done the same thing, but it's just interesting that he was kind of part of that. There is a picture in the video of Elon and Peter Thiel, I think in 2000, when they first started, when they merged the companies. He has a lot more hair. Don't buy AMC. Yeah, I would avoid AMC. Can you make one about Samsung? Okay. Yeah, I did Samsung, but I could make another one on Samsung. These are all the videos that I have in the queue. Farmy. This is a mushroom company, but there's so much activity on this company. It's one of those penny stocks. It's like, I think it's under $1. Lucid. But the thing is, I'm waiting. Like, I started Energy Transfer because they have the September 30th earnings came out. So every day I look to see if the third quarter earnings came out, so I could do the video. So a lot of these companies, I can't do the video until the third quarter numbers come out. I could do it, but it makes sense to wait since we're so close. This was a request by one of my paid subscribers. It's a UK company, Reckitt Benckiser. Somebody just requested this today. I don't know the name, FSM. Yeah, I like Intel a lot. I wouldn't say I'm bullish, Rig, but I mean, I could see a lot of upside with Rig, but I don't know. it just seems shady, that stock. Like, it just doesn't seem like it ever. I mean, it seems like it's always struggling. Yeah, Rolls Royce I like a lot. Sophie, yeah, somebody requested Sophie. That's a massive. I guess it's a holding company. They invest in a lot of tech companies, SoftBank, and a lot of startups and different companies like that, and they're pretty successful. Triteris, somebody's requested. BHP. It just gets so many views. Some of these videos get so many views, like BHP. So I gotta do them every time they release their financials. This is crazy. I hate people who are late. Yeah, Waiter. I invest a lot in Waiter. I was up a lot too. I was up like 50-60%. But I'm a little concerned. I didn't think their earnings were so great, the third quarter earnings, but I'm going to do AT&T. Well, Alibaba is one of the greatest companies, right? It's just that it's in China, so I don't know if I would touch it. I think Waiter, they didn't beat their third quarter earnings, like the analyst targets. I think they fell short. So, like, a company can profit, like have like $10 billion of profit in a quarter, and the stock goes down because analysts said they would have 11 billion of profit. And then another company can lose $10 billion, but the stock goes up because analysts said they would lose $11 billion. So all you got to do is beat analyst estimates, whether they're good or bad estimates. Just you got to beat them. Even if it's losing money, you just got to lose a little less than they say, and the stock goes up. NVIDIA. Well, yeah, NVIDIA is a great company. Long term, it is pretty inflated now, so that's a little tough. But the semiconductor industry is huge, and it's gonna. There's so much demand for it, so I don't think. I can't believe this guy's gonna ghost me twice. This is crazy. I think Naked could hit $3 by the end of the year. I think you're smoking something. Why would Naked hit $3? Sophie, yeah. Naked is a meme stock. Like, they're just such a terrible company. Let me pull up. I guess people say I think it's going to hit these targets because they're invested in it. Naked 65 cents. At one point, it was $5,000 a share. It was never 5,000, of course. They did reverse stock splits. Who wants to take Financial Journey spot? A lot of stocks are very expensive right now. I wish he would at least let me know if he's coming. I mean, I already have 24 people here. It's just... Yeah, I don't know. I think they have an obsolete product. Aren't they just now only selling online at the Fredericks of Hollywood brand? That's the only thing they're doing. But and Lumen Technologies. I'm just gonna start doing videos that get lots of views. Ship, the shipping company, Synergy, right? Synergy, Intel. Yeah, Intel's a great company. Yeah, Corsair, that's a good company. He does kind of something like valuations, I think. He talks about stocks, and I wish he was here so he could tell us about his channel. He does a lot of daily, like he talks about like things going on like at that moment in the day. Like he'll post a video and say, he does the same video a lot. Like I saw a lot of Lucid videos. Like he'll talk about like what's going on in the market, like the options trades with Lucid, and the maybe insider trades and things like that. It's just it's a different way to look at it. I mean, there's so many things to cover, right? With the stocks, you could cover like a million topics. Like this, it's never ending. The sundial. Then British Tobacco, Ideanomics, Algonquin, ASX. What is ASX? East Technology. Oh, semiconductor. $484. Nokia will take 10 years to go anywhere. Yeah, it seems like that, right? Why is that? Like, why does Nokia move? I don't understand. I just did Nokia today. I made the video. It should come out in a couple of days. But they're so much more profitable than they were in 18 and 19. Like they're generating so much free cash flow. Don't look at the net income. Is the only reason it's low is because I explained in the video. They passed through a deferred tax asset that brought like it was almost a $3 billion deferred tax asset that brought down their net income $3 billion. So that's why they have negative net income, but they generated lots of cash flow. I think, yeah, I know what you're saying. because people think of Nokia as a dead company. Like nobody uses Nokia phones anymore, but that's not what they do. It's kind of like saying Rolls-Royce cars. Who can afford Rolls-Royce cars? I'm not going to invest in Rolls-Royce. It has nothing to do with Rolls-Royce anymore. Maybe that's why, but Nokia has patents. Nokia, I mean, they have a lot of patents. That's definitely true. Nokia. It's not Nokia, it's Nokia. I always try to make sure I say the name correctly, so I always watch different videos just to confirm. But they have, pretty solid technology, and they build out the infrastructure for like Verizon, AT&T, the big mobile phone companies. And they're, I mean, even if you kind of like say, oh, the company's crap, but look, I mean, 25 billion of revenue. I mean, it is pretty steady, and there's a reason it's steady. But that's a lot of revenue, 25 billion. That's not like, and their market cap is only 32 billion, so it's not like they're. The reason their revenue is not growing is because when the new CEO came, he got rid of a lot of the business units that were not profitable. So they lost all that revenue. But he put all that money towards the businesses that were making money. So he trimmed a lot of the expenses as well. That's why they're so profitable, because he got rid of maybe a few billion of revenue, but they weren't making much money for the company. So he got rid of a similar amount of expenses along with that revenue. And now they're really profitable. Every quarter they're more and more profitable. I had a feeling he might not come, and I said to him, just let me know if you don't want to do it, so I can find someone else. He's like, no, I'll do it. MyTech is growing a lot, right? Nokia has been growing revenues and networks of 5G already. They seem to do what they promised. Yeah, they're just focusing on their kind of like their profitable core business, and they're getting away from things that waste time and money. So they're doing a great job. I think it's going to really blow up in 2022 or 2023. But then I get concerned because I read, and I don't like to listen to like what other people say, but I read news stories saying that technology is a little behind, like companies like Ericsson. So that's a concern. But if their technology was behind, why are they getting 20 billion of revenue? I mean, it's a lot of revenue. So that obviously somebody believes in that technology to give them all that business. Talk about smoking something. Have you looked at High Tide? Yeah, I did a lot of Canadian stocks. So I did like 11 Canadian stocks. This is crazy. And I think I mean, I don't like I don't like cannabis stocks at all. They just don't seem to have much upward potential. I mean, even if they make money, which they're not really making money yet, most of the companies, but even if they do, it seems like, I don't know, investors just don't like investing in these stocks. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I don't like cannabis stocks. And what's the other one? Cannabis, and what's the other industry I don't like? IMMR? Immersion Corporation? That's a small company, 223 million. What do they do? Software? I don't invest in crypto, but I mean, I don't care. I mean, I don't think it's as terrible as I used to think. Weapons companies. Is that what IMMR is? This is a weapons immersion? Is a weapons company? Republicans in House have introduced a federal legalization bill. Are you saying weapons companies stocks I don't like to invest in? We talked about this last week. I couldn't think of cannabis, I think, last week. Do you guys ever go to, like, I every day I look at like the top gainers, the most active, just to see. Yeah, PaySafe has been getting crushed. I mean, it did go up 6%, but it went down like 40%. I mean, I'm sure I'm wrong a lot, but I feel good when I kind of call it pretty closely. Because in the comments, like in PaySafe, you're using faulty info. My earlier post got erased. Looks like that post worked. The title's clickbait, not buying it. If you 2 hours due diligence, use fake numbers. It's crazy. How can I use fake numbers if it's on the screen? Like if it's from like the actual 10K. This guy, he goes like, well, this was, I guess you were right. It went down more. I got a lot of I thought a lot of negatives. You called it, this guy 2 days ago. And with 40 countries, all these COs therein, it can't hold even $10 at 480. You don't know what you're talking about, period. I have to agree with you. I tried to post corrections, but Google wouldn't allow it. And I said to the guy, I hate when YouTube filters out comments. Even if it's negative, I don't care if it's negative. I hate it. I wonder why Google would not allow it. I do not delete any comments unless it's spam. And this guy's like, who cares what you think? There are a lot of top analysts that actually know how to evaluate stock, that have price targets way above yours. You are clueless. I hope you have a day job. if anybody knows Seinfeld, his name is Kramer. So I just was quoting Seinfeld. Why don't you just tell me the movie you want to see? That's from Seinfeld, when Kramer was acting like the guy from Movie Phone. He's like, just like your Rush Street Interactive valuation of $350, I'll make sure that I come back and remind you of your PaySafe valuation. And in the meantime, stop smoking crack. This guy is an asshat. But I hit it perfectly almost. Look, I mean, it's crazy because I just show you Yahoo Finance, but I do double check, make sure it's the same as 10K. See, I said it was worth 644, but it's 846. It's come down even further below that, like 4 something. But like if you own a stock and somebody says like I don't like the stock, or I think it's going to go down, they're morons. They're stupid. Because people get so invested, like it's like their child. What do you think about asshat? I came up with this really elaborate response. I don't know if it worked. This guy wrote, start your own videos, providing us your genius insights in. Oh, I think he's actually said something nice. Oh, I think I misread his comment. This guy's an asshat. The stock doing great, right? Even if it went down like 50% since this video. Hey, what's up, A Shaman? He's gonna just say it's market. It's the market movement. It's not the stock is great. It's the market. So if the stock went up a lot, he would say, "I'm stupid. You know, you're way off." But if it goes down a lot, he's just gonna say. He might even respond during this video because I think he usually responds pretty quickly. He's gonna say, "You're still a moron." Like he's gonna say something like that. Like I can never be right. And there is a lot of room for interpretation. So there's no like right or wrong answer, but like it's funny, like when people this is a great comment. I'm bullish oil. I think oil is going to go up. People try to like, it doesn't happen that often. Like I don't get too many. Thank you. Appreciate the donation, Bay Shaman. I'm gonna go back on your Patreon. I wasn't removing it because I didn't want to support you. I deleted that email. Everything got deleted. I'm gonna get a new Patreon account with my new chat, with this new email I created for this channel, and then I'm gonna put the Patreon back up. So just so you know. This guy is such an idiot. He's like, look what he writes. Because I guess the people on like Dark Pulse got really upset at me for making a video about them and telling them the truth. So this guy's trying to sound smart and trying to like cut me down. It happens all the time. He's like microscopic ? With an MC. I mean, I assume that's market cap when I first read it. with an MC of 500 billion and almost 5 billion shares outstanding, which is like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. How does shares outstanding? It's meaningless. Shares outstanding. Now I know it's just funny. I'm not worried. So the shares outstanding is meaningless. I don't even know why he mentioned that, but and then he writes with 5 subsidiaries, but they have no revenue, mind you. And I say in the video, I say there's nothing wrong with the company pre-revenue. I did Opendoor. Sophie, I'm doing like in a week or two. Like, I don't know. I mean, having subsidiaries doesn't really mean much. You need subsidiaries that are profitable, right? But keep in mind their market cap is 400 million. So I said, when did I say microscopic? And who has a market cap of 500 billion? And I wrote, is MC equal to market cap? And he just writes, duh, because what a stupid kind of thing to ask. Because I didn't know. And I go, you're the one who said they have a 500 billion market cap, which is 99.9% off from 400 million. And I said close to 500 billion, relax and be more thorough. I go 500 billion, 400 million. Seems like the same thing, I guess. It's like saying, I went shopping for a car, and instead of saying it costs $30,000, you said it costs $300 million. That's kind of the same thing in this scope. Like, you have to be really clueless about the market, which is fine. You know, if you're new to investing and you make a mistake like this, it's fine. But you seem to lay out the facts of the company and let the viewer decide, as they always do. I know that the problem is, it's the truth hurts. When you say the company is bleeding money and it hasn't, well, they have no revenue and they're running out of cash, it hurts. You know, people don't want to hear that. They think others aren't going to buy the stock. This is crazy. I can't believe. I had a feeling he might not show up. And does anybody want to go on the live stream? I'm surprised Dark Pulse video did not get any dislikes. No, it's it did a lot of dislikes. YouTube doesn't show dislikes anymore. I can see the dislikes in my in the back end. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I guess they don't want to influence people, maybe. But yeah, it got 15 dislikes. I'm always surprised when like PayPal, it only got 1 dislike. I'm surprised. I always expect at least a few trolls, but this guy's the worst. I can't believe. So does anybody want to, if I send anybody the link to be on the live stream? Does anybody want to be like a presenter like me right now? I don't know how I would send it though, unless I had your email. If anybody I'll put my email. Or maybe he. I think this is it. Financial.business.sr.consultant. It's a really difficult email to. So you can email me. I've seen other two do that. I can make a waiting room and just send a link. Oh, right. I could send a link in a chat. I could do that. I try to keep track. It's really difficult because there's so many videos, and I sometimes see, but they're just like, I don't know what to do with the information. Like there's like 50 videos I'm 10% above, 50% videos I'm 10% below, then 50 videos I'm within 3%, 50 videos I'm way off, 50, it's just, there's so many. I mean, there's a lot of videos that I'm really close, like I'm almost hit it on target. Usually when people email me or comment on a video, like they did with Macy's or Big Five Sporting Goods, like they say, wow, you're like Macy's and Big Five, they were trading at like $6. And both videos, I was like, I forgot what it was, like $25, $30. And they end up hitting that and going past that. No, Financial Journey, we've been emailing him. We've been emailing, and he said, I'll definitely come. I have a soccer game. I said, just come 10 minutes early so we can talk a little bit. And then he said, okay, but I'm probably not going to show up till exactly on time because I'm just finishing my soccer game now. That was the last I heard from him. He's probably like in traffic or something. I don't know. Big Five about to short squeeze a huge way with 40. Yeah, I wonder why that's shorted so much. BHP, I did a video on like a month ago. Let me know if anybody's going to join the live stream. BDSI? BDSI, that sounds familiar. BioDelivery Sciences. That's almost an hour. Did he think maybe his time zone is different? Maybe he's in a different time zone. Maybe he's thinking 6 p.m. When does the stock you are doing a video on compels you to invest your money into it? I usually don't. I don't know. I rarely invest money in stocks. It takes like it's not like I'm investing every day. Like I could go like months without investing. Like I don't sell a lot. I've been taking risks lately, which I hope I'm not wrong. What I'm really proud of, this FBRX. like they were trading like 260, 270. And I made a video, and I even posted in my news feed saying, the cash value, just the cash on the balance sheet, is worth like $3.35, I think it was. And it's come up because they lost. There's only one drug that they were working on, and it failed stage 2 clinical trials. So the company said, this is our only drug. So if it fails, we're pretty much done for a company. So it failed. The stock went down like 80% right away. And so I can't, it was pretty easy. I couldn't value the future free cash flows because there was no free cash flows to value because the company said they're not going to do any business anymore. So just the cash on its balance sheet was worth $3.54 per share. That's like saying if you had a business and the market said the business is worth $10,000. That's what the market said. That's the only, if somebody wanted to buy your business, that's the most they would give you is $10,000. But you had $50,000 in the bank account that was part of the business. Like the business is obviously worth more than $10,000. But obviously the market is its own being. I posted a video saying I'm buying this at, I think I got it at 290, but it's up to 336. Do you ever sell puts? No, I don't do options. I've done them a lot in the past, but you have to, if you want to use a strategy, you have to really understand, like, this is a really a one-off situation. The reason I invested money is because I don't know, where do they say that? Because they have no debt. They have no debt at all. See, they have 51 million of cash. Earnings per share. See, their current liabilities are 3 million. Gabagool and relax. So make sure if you're gonna try to, like, if you see a company with like $100 million of cash, that doesn't mean it's worth $100 million. If they have $200 million of debt, they're worth nothing. But they just have no liabilities, no debt. They only have 3 million of current liabilities, and they're done with production. So just the cash alone. But I'm really hoping that the company announces they're going to start developing a new drug, because look, they never well, they could raise money too if they start developing a new drug, but they never brought in any revenue, right? And look at the stock price. Well, it was never this high. They did a reverse stock split before. I think the stock was like at like $50 a share. You could ignore this. You have to divide these numbers by like 10 or 20 because they did a reverse stock split. But the stock was up to like $50 a share because a company doesn't have to make money to be worth money. As long as they get closer to making money, like they prove that they're getting to the, like with this company, as long as they're completing the clinical trials and the drug is moving forward with the process, then people are willing to still invest money and the stock will go up. But if they have a problem like they did where they failed clinical trials, then the stock goes down. Same thing with like these EV companies. If they're building factories, if they have prototypes, they have cars, they don't have to sell cars for the company. You know, obviously at some point they have to make sales, but as long as they're getting closer. So that's my hope, is that they announce they're going to start developing a new drug and the stock goes up to like $20-$30 because people are interested. It always sounds great every time a company talks about like their plans. It always sounds like this is the greatest thing in the world. But until, you know, obviously they execute on those plans, it doesn't really mean anything. So that's what I'm hoping happens. They just announced that they're going to start developing a new drug, or maybe acquire a company that's developing a new drug. What do you mean? Is that similar to this? That is what I'm talking about, this company. I mean, we own the company. As a shareholder, if you own stock, you own the company. Now, if the company goes bankrupt, the first step is that the bondholders get paid, and then usually there's no money left over for the stockholders. But in this case, there's no bondholders, so all the money goes to us. But it can't liquidate. The company can't really liquidate because there's no debt. Well, they could liquidate, but they can't be forced into bankruptcy, because the way you're forced into bankruptcy is when you can't pay the interest on your debt, which they don't have any debt, so that's not going to happen. And a CEO can't just say, okay, I'm taking $50 million and closing the business. You know, that's illegal. It's not his money. He could pay himself a bonus, but he can't like pay himself a bonus a lot bigger than last year, because once again, you know, that you can't just. Well, no, it wasn't a stupid question. It's sometimes no question is dumb. Sometimes it's just hard to understand what people are trying to say over text. Yeah, this guy's the worst. He I mean, I could have asked someone else to do the stream. Jewel, thanks. That's really nice of you. Appreciate it. Canadian dollars. That's even. Oh no, that's like 6. It's like 0.81 the rate. Not that it matters. 7 times 0.81, so $5.60. I know it's 0.81 because I'm always converting Canadian dollars to US dollars when I do my videos, because I have to. I don't know. Anything else you guys want to? CYST. See what is that? Is that what you're talking about? This company? This Taiwanese company? Huya. Huya is and Douyu. I did videos. These are like the streaming apps of China. It's kind of like right? They're both streaming services. Like gaming, like what's it called? What's that company that does Twitch? They're like the Twitch of China. These are Chinese ones, so you have to divide by 7. So 300 million of revenue in 2017, and now they're up to, what is it, 1.4 billion divided by 7. What, 1.4? It's hard to do. Yes, look at it. That's amazing growth, right? And positive net income, positive free cash flow. But it's a Chinese company. That's a thing. It's a Chinese company, so it's not going to go up. You can have an American company that's has $1 billion of revenue. You could have an American company identical sales, identical profits, identical everything, same exact business. If one's in China, the market cap is like 10 billion. If it's in America, it's 50 billion. Everything's identical. That's just how it is. No, it should go up because, I mean, Alibaba is a great company too. It's just it's always gonna struggle to ever get the valuation that it should get. So just sticking with American companies or certain countries. I mean, American stocks, I think, have the most upward potential, but what Canadian stocks are okay. They just don't seem to have as much upward movement as the American stocks. But it's even like that with the mining companies. Like when you look at I talked about this in Vale. Like Vale. Okay, the 3 mining giants, right? Gamer Twist, thank you. That's really nice of you. Appreciate it. Vale, Rio Tinto, and BHP. Oh, come on. The revenue is identical, right? 57 billion. This is all in US dollars. So everything's correct. 57 billion, 58 billion, 61 billion. So they're all pretty much identical, right? In revenue, trailing 12 months. Free cash flow, though, is not really identical. Vale is like 50% higher. than Rio Tinto, and it's about 20% higher than BHP. But even if it was identical, everything across the board, right? And it's not. Obviously, Vale is the most profitable. But look how small their market cap is, 60 billion. These are all US stocks, so we're all talking about the same thing. And then BHP is more than double Vale. And then Rio Tinto is like, what, 80% higher than Vale? It's just because Vale is in Brazil. That's the only reason. It's the same thing as in China. If you're going to invest in certain countries, you're really limited. There's a ceiling. What's the difference between net income and free cash flow? You should watch my videos. I said that in every video. Well, net income is like your accounting profit and loss. Free cash flow is like is net income converted to cash. So it's your operational cash flow minus capex. I mean, theoretically, if you looked at like net income over 50 years and you looked at free cash flow over 50 years, they probably sum to pretty similar numbers. The sum of them would be fairly similar. But if you look on each year, it could be way different. You can have like 1 year, you can have like a net loss of 10 billion. Net income, and then you can have a $20 billion free cash flow, or vice versa. It's just something to consider when you invest in. It is more reliable, but that too, I've shown you in videos where cash flow was not a good measure for a particular company. It could get a little confusing trying to explain it. Well, I got to do American company because they don't show you the details for Chinese companies. What's an easy one? Waiter. I didn't understand how a company can pay $1 billion in dividends. That's a thing. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. See, operating cash flow, that's the actual cash you generate from your day-to-day operations. And the way you calculate it, you start with your net income, and then you have to add the non-cash items on the income statement. So if you pass through a huge non-cash item on the income statement, like an asset impairment or a tax adjustment, it could really drag down your net income, even though you didn't pay any. Let me see if I can. I thought I did a good example, a good explanation in my Nokia video last time. On explaining it's, I don't know where it is. Okay, I'll recreate it. I don't see it. I thought it was Nokia. Was it not Nokia? Net income doesn't mean money in the bank. Yeah, I'll show you. Let me see if I could do it on the fly. I think it's easy if I talk about your personal, which I'm just making up numbers. I can't read your name though. Let me take someone's Juozas. So Hozas. I think I'm saying that right. Hozas. Hozas. So let's do his personal income statement and cash flow statement. So if Hozas, his salary, we're doing his income statement, right? His salary is $50K. And then taxes. So say he always pays 20% just to make it easy. His net income, let's say this is 2020. And then this is going to be like a normal year for. It's not Hozas. Oh, not even close. Well, the dollar amounts. Am I saying your name kind of close though? I know this is not what you make. I'm just making it up. This is 2020. So his. Okay, his income statement. According to his income statement. Oh, it's Joseph. It looks like Hozas. Okay, so Joseph. But you know, you wrote it at it doesn't look like Joseph. So it's his salary. His net income for 2020 was $40,000, and then his statement of cash flows. To calculate how much Lithuania version. Okay, so this is 2020. It's the same thing. And I've done this in my videos when I did connecting the financial statements. So the first year is pretty easy, right? He makes $50,000 from his job. His personal expenses are not part of the business. So we're just going to do like really simple. He pays taxes, no expenses. That's his net income. And then now he has $40,000. He can do whatever he wants with it in his personal life. This business, the Hozas business, or Joseph business. So he can use the. But in same thing in 2020, his cash flow was also $40,000 because we start with net income and then we have to adjust for the non-cash items. So same thing. Now 2021. He had. I'm not going to look as nice. I'm going to set it up, but I'll try to just explain as I do it. He had $50,000 salary again. Let's just keep it simple. But he's getting a tax credit. He put solar panels on his home. And it cost him $50,000 to put those panels on his home. So he gets a tax credit of $50,000. So his pre-tax income is zero. His taxes are zero because you don't. How much taxes do you pay on zero? Zero. So his net income. Does everybody follow that? Nothing. For 2021, according to his income statement, he made $50,000, but he spent $50,000. His father could have given him that money. It doesn't matter how he got the $50,000 for the solar panels, but he put solar panels on his home, and he got a tax credit of $50,000. Let's do $40,000, so they're different. He got a tax credit of $40,000. So that means his pre-tax income is $10,000. And he pays, always 20% to make it easy. So his net income for 2021 is $8,000, according to his income statement. That's his net income, his profit. Now on his cash flow statement, we start with net income, right? And then we have to add back solar panel. Then we have to add back the non-cash items on his income statement. So the non-cash item, the tax credit, this is a non-cash item, right? He didn't actually, it wasn't like he had a $40,000 expense. I mean, he did when he bought panels, but for the tax credit purposes, it's not like he spent $40,000. It was just a credit. So we have to add that back on the statement of cash flow. So his cash flow, kind of a roundabout thing. Joseph, good call, 48,000. So he generated $48,000 of cash flow in 2021, even though, according to a tax return, he had a profit of $8,000. So if you invested in Joseph's business in 2020, you would say, okay, you 40,000 profit, 40,000 cash flow. Then you look in 2021, you look at his income statement and statement of cash flows, and you said, this doesn't make sense, Joseph. You are saying you profited $8,000, but you generated $48,000 of cash flow. But that makes sense to you, right, everybody? Because his salary is $50,000, right? And he paid $2,000 in taxes. That's all he paid in taxes. So he has $48,000 left over. $48,000 in cash. But according to his income statement, he only had $8,000 of profit. Is that clear? Can't believe he never even responded to my email. That's crazy. So say if you were an investor in Joseph's company, you own half. They had cash money from last year. if you were an investor in Joseph's company, say you own half and Joseph own half the company, right? And all the cash gets distributed 50-50. You get half, Joseph gets half in this company. So in 2020, you would both get $20,000 each, right? That's your dividend, right? Because you own 50%, so you get your $20,000 dividend. We don't have to pretend it's his job. We can just pretend it's his business. He's making something. It's probably easier. It makes more sense. His revenue. Say he makes whatever. I don't know. He makes chairs. He makes computer chairs. And that's his revenue. So your dividend is $20,000 because you're 50-50 partners with Joseph. So because you gave him $100,000 to start the business maybe in 2019. So you're 50-50 partners. He runs it and you split everything. And then in 2021, you get a $24,000 dividend, right? Because that's half the cash flow. That's how much cash flow his business generated. It doesn't make sense, right? How could he pay more cash flow than he profited? Well, now you know, right? Because of tax credit. So the income statement is very deceiving. And I'm not saying you shouldn't look at it because it's good to understand, but especially below operating income, the stuff below that can really change the numbers a lot. So it may look like when the payout ratio is I always use a payout ratio, which is dividend over net income. When you look at the payout ratio in 2020, you see a 50% payout ratio. So you say, okay, that makes sense to me. They paid out 50% of their net income. And then when you look at the payout ratio in 2021, you see a 300%. How can a company pay out 300% of its profit? It doesn't make sense, but it does because payout ratio is net income, which you should do. You should really look at dividend over free cash flow. That would make more sense than dividend over net income. But they always use net income. I think that cash on hand, free cash flow, is supposed to be what's generated from within a reporting period. Exactly. The statement of cash flows tracks cash within that period. The income statement may be tracking something from years ago. So it's just actual cash, and actual cash doesn't always. Like it could also be really confusing too. Like say Joseph invested. He has like a big order coming up in 2022 in the first quarter. He has a big company wants to buy a lot of chairs, so he buys $150,000 of inventory to get ready for the big 2022 season, next year. So he buys $102,000 of inventory at the end of 2021. What? So that's in the statement of cash flows. So it looks, so he lost 102,000 of cash flow in 2021. So you should look at my video on connecting the financial statements. I talk about this exactly. So if you look at this, you would say, how can you lose so much cash? $102,000. This is a terrible business. Yeah, you had a positive profit, which is good, but you lost so much cash. And then if you understood it and you said, well, the inventory is because they have a lot of demand for their chairs that are going to be sold in 2022. That would make sense. What return are you targeting on any investment you get involved with as a minimum? What return? Those are some nice margins for a chair manufacturer. I'm pretty sure it's a fraud street. Yeah, this is definitely a fraudulent business. I would look into this deeper. I don't know. What return? I guess 10% would be nice, but I don't really kind of track it. Well, he's not coming. It's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna call it a night. Yeah, thanks for joining. Next week, I have somebody booked to do a live stream. This guy ruined it, but yeah, no problem. Yeah, thanks for joining. Parlay. Yeah, I'll see you guys around. Hopefully next Saturday it'll be fine. We'll have the guy will show up this time. Okay, yep, see ya.